Welcome to this video. Let's play the Nimzowitsch or Larsen opening. Maybe we just switch to the English here with c4, because this diagonal and all the white squares, are now weak in black's camp. So I think I just put the bishop here on this diagonal. This looks pretty good. And yeah, black plays very quick, but this move already is not that good. I mean, okay, he defends his knight, but what does he want to do with his queen? There are not that many squares he can go to. Okay, I take control over d5 now, and I put my knight onto on c3 here, just to put even more pressure on d5. I want to keep the knight here away from f3, that the bishop is also eyeing still here on this diagonal. And here you can see now that he just wasted the tempo by playing first bishop d7 and now bishop e6, so he could have moved this in one move. I wonder if he wants to play d5 here. Could be the case. What I want to do now is, to gain a bit more space and attack also the center. If he plays e4, it takes here, I get the square f4 also for my knight. So the knight on f4 is also eyeing on d5. So if he plays d5 now, I have the intermediate move knight f4. So okay, I expect him now that he's aiming for d5, but I could play d5 myself. It's true that I, make this bishop a bit worse because it's eyeing on his own pawn, but in return the bishop on b2 will become very strong. And this bishop on f7 would look a bit silly here. So let's play d5. So knight e5, he needs to take care maybe later on what to do with his knight. If I play, for example, h3 and f4. At the moment I don't want to play f4 because knight g4 is a bit annoying. You can also see the weakness here on e6. So knight d4 or knight f4 is eyeing on e6, and this is pretty good for me. I could also maneuver this knight via b5 to d4. Okay, so let's castle first. And yeah, let's prepare f4. What I also could do is, maybe I could have done it before, playing knight b5, knight d4, knight f4, and then knight e6. Here, however, I can simply win a pawn, right? What happens if I play f4 now? I can just take on c6 afterwards. Yeah, black plays very quick, but and the idea to crack up the center is also a good one. But after f4 he needs to play knight g6 or knight d7, otherwise he loses a piece, and then I can take here on c6, simply winning a pawn. Here we go. So knight d5 maybe next move. Or I just unpin my king here. Now I can play knight d5, attacking here also e7. This looks good. because he needs to protect maybe also the bishop here. I mean, it's okay, it's protected by this knight as well. Here I play king h2 now, and I'm threatening to play knight e6, for example. Just eyeing here also on g7. The bishop is eyeing on g7. I need to speed up a bit. You can see that my pieces have good control over the center now. So both bishops are very, very good here. Let's just take here, because if he takes back with a knight, the pawn on f5 is also gone. So here we take with the queen, because I don't want that the rook enters on c2. And you can see that I'm 2 pawns up now, and this pawn on d6 is also quite weak. Yeah, let's put more pressure here on d6. Let's protect the pawn on a2. And well, now we just exchange queens. Try to do so, because the less pieces are here on board, the easier it is for me to win the end game. So I will now just push my pawns forward. This rook, I can try to to put my rooks here on the 7th rank, and then mating black on h7 later on. Okay, now there's the threat rook h7. So he cannot defend this, and now maybe I just exchange this rook. Okay, this is a trick by black, and now I have more than enough time to mate black. So maybe I just do it with the king and the rook. Okay, now mate next move. Right, so what happens in this game is that I develop my pieces with a close focus on the white squares. So you can see already here that the pawn is controlling d5, the knight is controlling d5, and this bishop is controlling d5. So everything was about the white squares. And here later on I fought for the square e6, because as you can see, no pawn is able to control e6 anymore. And later in this game also you could see that where can we see? I mean, I had a knight here already entering on e6, and you could see how strong this knight was. It's attacking the rook, it's attacking g7, and it's not easy for black to get rid of this knight. Even here, much later on, this knight is still on e6, for many moves, and this knight is really annoying. It's attacking a lot of squares here on the king side. So sometimes try to focus on special squares, special weaknesses in the enemy's camp, like I did here with the square d5 and e6. Thanks for watching.